Bentrovati, siamo di nuovo in diretta qui dal visionario di Udine all'interno della 23esima edizione di Paris Film Festival. Dopo esserci collegati oggi con Tokyo, ci colleghiamo con Seul, dove c'è il nostro consulente Darcy Paquet, che vorrei salutare subito. Hello Darcy.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
We know that you're very, very good. It's a lovely day here. And we have a lot of Korean films to watch.
Yes.
We know Darcy today has a very short time because he's going to teaching at the university in Seoul. So I really would love to start talking about our special focus this year, all dedicated to this great director, YOON Jong-bin, who made only 5 films, but became in very few time one of the most important person in the Korean film industry. And also I would like to ask Darcy to explain the reason why this year we decided to go for him in order to introduce his cinema to the Western audience and also to our festival audience.
Mm. Yes, I mean, YOON Jong-bin made his debut back in 2005. And he began with a small independent film that he did as a film student. And already with that film, he drew a lot of attention. That movie was The Unforgiven, and so it won prizes at Busan, and it screened at the Busan or the Cannes Film Festival on certain regard section. But it was a film that kind of explained for a lot of people some things about Korean masculinity and the military service requirement that all men in Korea need to fulfill. And I think that was an early sign that he was a filmmaker who's going to make really dramatic stories, but also stories that tell you something a bit deeper about society that he's portraying. And so he's gone on to make a really diverse collection of films. Working with bigger budgets each time, but he began with his second film, Beastie Boys, kind of looking at nightlife in Seoul, and in particular these people who work as like hosts, entertaining women for money. And then his movie Nameless Gangster is a film. In some ways, it's a gangster film, but really, it's also about how power works in Korean society and how relationships and connections can be used as a source of power, so that the main character, even though he is in one sense he comes from nowhere, he uses his connections to really obtain a tremendous amount of power. His next film was kind of a more traditional summer blockbuster, a period film set during the Joseon Dynasty, called Kumdo. So in this case, it's a very entertaining film. Probably his most ambitious in terms of his action sequences. Like his other films, it also stars the actor Ha Jung-woo. We should note that director Yoon Jong-bin kind of discovered Ha Jung-woo at the beginning of his career. And the two of them were very close. And they've worked together in almost every single one of his films. Fans of Korean cinema may have spotted Ma Dong-seok in that as well. The star from Train to Busan. He's another actor who was before he became famous, he was working quite closely with director Yoon. And then his most recent film is called The Spy Gone North. This is a work that looks at the relationship between North and South Korea in the 1990s. But also it has a lot to say about Korean politics in the 1990s, and how the political situation within South Korea can affect the relationship between the two countries. There may be things happening underneath the surface that people outside of Korea might not be aware of, but which really does have a big impact on these two countries. It's a spy thriller in one sense, although in other ways it's a lot less traditionally structured like a genre movie. It feels very realistic. It's very slow building. really impressive. In particular, kind of the scenes that are shot in Pyongyang, which recreate the meeting with Kim Jong-il. It's just like nothing else in South Korean cinema. Currently, YOON Jong-bin is busy shooting his next project, which is a series for Netflix that'll be set and shot in South America. So he continues to get more and more ambitious as time goes on. He's been tremendously successful, both critically and commercially as well. So he is well respected in the industry. He's also produced a number of films, some of which we've screened in Lingue. Violent Prosecutor is one example. And yeah, just in general, I think that as an example of a director who is both very commercial in his orientation, but also goes really deep into the basic structure of Korean society, he's quite unique.
Yeah, thank you, Darcy, for this very detailed overview. And I really would love to remind all the audience of the festival that this special focus, which we decided to name Power and Secrets, the cinematic work of YOON Jong-bin, is about 4 films. Only because The Unforgiven, the incredible debut film by YOON Jong-bin, wasn't available on digital version. So we hope in the future to be able also to digitalize his first movie and be able to screen in our film festival. By the way, you had the chance to interview YOON Jong-bin recently in Seoul, and you made a very nice video interview. The video interview is now available on our YouTube channel. So if you wanted to see the video interview made by Darcy Paquet in Seoul with YOON Jong-bin, it's very simple. You can go on our YouTube channel and see the whole piece, the whole session, which is about 30 minutes, which is very, very interesting. But so you can get more information about YOON Jong-bin career, life, and also his style, so unique. We can say hello to Darcy, and we can thank Darcy for today, for this chat, and we can show and we can see together just a small clip from that interview. So Darcy, we will talk to you very soon with other live session here from Udine to Seoul. Okay, thank you so much. Let's see and let's listen the voice of YOON Jong-bin. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
그래서 첫 번째 질문은 이렇게 감독님이 감독 되기 전에 대해서 물어보고 싶은데 어느 지역에서 태어나시고 어떤 환경에서 자라셨는지. So thank you for taking the time to give us this interview today. And first I'd like to ask a bit about your background and where you grew up, what part of Korea you're from.
저는 1979년도 부산에서 태어났는데요. 부산이라고 하면 일반적으로 사람들이 좀 이렇게 좀 거친 동네라고 많이 얘기를 해요. 한국말로 뭐 경상도 사나이, 부산 사나이 이런 말도 있을 정도로 좀 거친 항구 도시거든요. 항구 도시라서 좀 거친 면이 좀 많고, 또 제가 어렸을 때 그 부산은 또 민주화 운동이 좀 많이 일어나고 있는 그런 도시였었어요. 독재 정권에 이제 대항해서 민주화 운동, 항상 거리에는 체류탄이 있었고, 제가 학교 다닐 때 좀 거친 분위기에서 어느 시절 보냈던 것 같습니다.
네, 그리고 중앙대학교에서 다니시면서 그 남성의 중년이라는 작품도 연출하셨는데 어떤 작품인지. So you majored in film at Chungang University in Seoul, and where you made a short film Identity of a Man.
Yeah.
네, 다시 할게요. So you majored in film at Chungang University in Seoul, where you made a short film, Identity of Man, that it screened at the Clermont-Ferrand Film Festival, and it won some awards at the Mise en Scène Short Film Festival. And could you tell us a bit about this film?
그 남성의 증명이라는 단편 영화는 제가 이제 태어나 처음으로 사실은 영화라는 걸 만들어 본 작품인데, 그 학교 다닐 때 필름스쿨 재학 중에 학교 과제이기도 했고, 그래서 처음으로 뭘 만들어야 되는데 뭘 어떻게 해야 될지 몰라서 가장 내가 잘 아는 이야기를 해보자라고 생각해서 만들기 시작했고, 이 단편의 내용은 경상도 출신의 한 대학생이 서울에서 이제 취업을 위해서 영어 공부를 하면서 벌어지는 해프닝에 대한 관한 내용인데, 목적은 이제 영어 공부를 하기 위해서 서울에 있지만 영어 공부를 하지 않고 여자들을 만나고 뭐 이렇게 막 청춘을 보내는 뭐 그런 일종의 청춘 코미디물입니다. 네.